It was a very interesting story. Everything you read is very interesting to you, isn't it? But I feel like it was telling someone else's life, like a biography. Whatever. Even though I finished, none has come back. No one has come back, you mean? And I have been here like an hour or so. For like an hour or so. Huh, there's nobody around. Alright, I'm going to go out on a limb and guess that this is the point where like the routes would converge and cease to matter. So I'm going to drop a save right here. And we're going to load back. It says, see what happens when we read Natsuki instead. Yes, we can, and we will. Let's talk to Natsuki.
You want something, Hallie?
Not really. I just wanted to hang around with you for a while.
What? I see. Okay, if you want to.
Natsuki is blushing a little. I sit beside her while she's muttering. What do you usually do, Natsuki?
Nothing special. I just read and stuff. It's not like there's anything different to do here.
I imagine so. I did not expect something special. I guess that's what you do in a literature club, after all. And what are you reading? Something interesting? There it is again.
Yeah, I guess you can call it interesting, at least for me. But probably Yuri would complain. No, not probably. It's completely assured.
But I could like it. Can you tell me about it? Natsuki is looking directly at me. A lot. Is there something wrong? I mean, she stares at you for a minute.
Could you promise me something first? Don't laugh.
Yeah, I can promise that. Is it really something so rare for her to make me promise that?
Then, here.
She then hands me a small book. And on its cover, there is the drawing of a woman with a gentle face. It's a manga. The Heartless. It's the first time I've seen, just like that last time, I've seen that title. So this is why Natsuki was so reluctant to show it to me. It's the first time I've... Oh, come on, man. Now it's just repeating himself. You can drop this line if you're going to have him say that later. It's the first time I've seen this title. What's it about? For some reason, Natsuki is dumbfounded. I smile at her to reassure her. I mean, you could also just say he's never heard of it before. I read manga, too. Sorry. Natsuki, I wouldn't laugh at you for this.
I see you are a person of culture.
I chuckle.
It's about a kind mother that makes a deal with the devil to recover the soul of her deceased daughter. She has to travel around to reach her objective while curing people with the powers she received. But every time she cures anyone, she loses a part of herself.
I think I see where these stories converge already. That sounds interesting, and a little dark. Yeah. It sounds a little dark! Say it, don't think it. Didn't you dislike that, Natsuki? Or don't you dislike that, Natsuki?
I wouldn't say it's that dark. For now it has a lot of drama, but I hope it gets better.
But it sounds interesting. Can I read it too?
Well, I only have one copy with me, so...
Oh, I see. What about we read it together? You mean how about we read it together?
Huh? With you?
I nod.
I guess we could do that, if you really want to.
Let's do it then. I sit against the wall and invite Natsuki to sit beside me. She reluctantly sits beside me in silence. Sits beside. Once again, probably want to switch this up a little bit. I sit against the wall and invite Natsuki to sit beside me. She reluctantly sits down in silence. There you go. She is blushing and taking glances at me. I think I'm blushing too. Natsuki opens the manga and places it in such a way that both of us can read comfortably. Are we going to start from the beginning? 1G and... well, I mean there's 2 G's in the beginning, but it's 1G here, I, 2 N's, then ING.
I don't really mind it. Maybe I can pick some things I didn't understand before.
Pick up some things I didn't understand before? I see. I start reading. Every time I finish a page, I nod to Natsuki to pass the page. Or she asks and waits for me if necessary. However, I can't concentrate on the reading. She's almost leaning against me, and her face is very close. I don't know, it looks like you've got a solid foot between you. She's also taking glances at me, which makes me more uncomfortable. We continue like this for a good time. For a good while, perhaps? A good time is like a different phrase, so it doesn't really work in that context. I somehow managed to get into the reading after a moment. The world was chaos. Disasters were happening everywhere. Famine, plague, fires, disaster, death, death, and more death. Aha, yeah, see? It's joining right where the other one stopped. In one plague that fell in the village, the kind mother lost her only daughter. In the end, she was the only survivor. While weeping on her daughter's corpse, the devil appeared in front of her and offered a deal. Yeah, daughter apostrophe S, it needs to be possessive for corpse. I can bring back your daughter from death. You only have to do one simple thing. I will give you the power to cure any disease. You have to reach my shrine while traveling in this diseased and chaotic world. If you arrive, I will give you back your daughter. However, there's a catch. Capitalize the E. Every time you cure someone, you will lose a part of yourself. Amuse me. The kind mother accepted the deal and started traveling. She only needed to go to the shrine without entering any village to not meet any diseased people. But her kind heart knew that with her powers, she could help people that really need it, and she couldn't help it. She could not contradict her true feelings. And that's all for now. Maybe tomorrow I can read more of this story, if I read with Natsuki. Lowercase I. This should be good for now.
What? You're going?
Up. Capitalize that Y. Yeah, I would like to see what the others are doing.
Oh, I see.
She stands up suddenly, but stops. She closes her eyes and... Ow, what happened? Did Natsuki fall on me? Indeed she has. She opens her eyes and freezes when realizing how close our faces are. I'm frozen too. Once again, thunder startles both of us when we get apart. We separate. Noticing some parallels here. You might want to avoid copy-pasting things because then you end up copy-pasting errors too. But like I can understand the need for it to a certain degree. But like I can definitely see like there's a framework from one route to the other and things more or less happen the same even if the content's a little bit different for each time. Well, no, actually, it hasn't been too bad about it. But I am noticing the parallels. Just be careful of them. Like if something was wrong in one place, it's going to be wrong in the other place as well. It's not raining outside, but somehow that loud thunder echoed here. This weather is very weird. I'll look at Natsuki. She's silent and she's looking into the distance. Natsuki, are you okay?
Yeah, I just felt a little lightheaded for a moment.
I see.
Let's read tomorrow again, Hallie.
Yeah, let's. Apostrophe S. So let's get... Oh, it went away. I passed a lot of time with Natsuki. However, Sierra hasn't appeared yet, and I'm starting to worry. Now we can skip. Bop. There we go. All this stuff will blink by. I'll answer something different this time. That would be a carrot.
Well, I think that's very common, especially when the adversity is sudden and you don't know how to react about it. However, while the adversity is still not here, you have a chance to prepare yourself and be more prepared and stronger when the worst happens.
Prepare yourself and be more prepared. You have a chance to prepare yourself and be stronger when the worst happens. You can drop the entire other more prepared and. And what about you, Yuri? Okay, so there is a third option there, and I don't want to have to worry about checking on it later, so let me just reload real quick. We'll skip right to it and pick number 3. And then we'll know we've got it. What if we were the coffee bean?
Oh, that's impressive. You can change to the element that gives you pain and react better when things get worse.
Worse, not worst. Make it an E.
You're very reliable, Hallie.
Space after the comma. And what about you, Yuri?
Me?
Yep, it's already over. Good. Okay. Now let's go read with Natsuki some more. We talk with Maki for a bit. Things get a little kooky. Have a nice late night chat with these two. It's a long way to skip. The days in this mod are pretty substantial, but I appreciate that. Who should I hang out with today? Natsuki, of course. I approach Natsuki again. Hey, Natsuki.
Allie, what are you doing? Don't sneak up. Don't sneak up on me like that.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. So what do you want?
Well, I thought we could continue reading the manga.
Yeah. Sure, why not?
She's still being a little hostile. It seems she's not comfortable with my presence, but I'm glad she agrees. We both sit in a corner side by side. Curiously, she still has only one copy of the manga. I would like to ask her the reason, but, well, maybe she just didn't feel like buying you one, bud. That would probably anger her. It's better not to say something unnecessary. We just silently start reading. As the kind mother couldn't betray her heart, she started helping people as much as she could on her trip. But there were too many people needing help. Continuous disasters and plagues were spreading all around the world for no reason. We know the reason. It was never-ending suffering. Actually, in that case, you can put a hyphen between these two, because they should be connected as describing the suffering. And suddenly, one morning, everything around her was completely quiet. No, it wasn't that nothing was making sound. She couldn't hear anything. She then remembered what the devil said to her. When she uses her powers, she would lose a part of herself. The kind mother then started to rush to the demon shrine. But as always, she couldn't help herself and helped people again. And the price was paid. Her voice, her tact, half of her sight. And something more. So wait, she lost her tact? Does that mean she was just super rude to people after that? She finally reached the shrine. And there was the devil, with the soul of the daughter in his hand. But it was strange. There was no joy. There weren't tears of happiness or sadness, or a feeling of maternal care. There was nothing. And as the kind mother saw the grin of the devil, she understood that had she lost her heart, that she had lost her heart. Gotta switch those around. And that should be okay for today. At this pace, I think we'll finish the manga tomorrow. Natsuki is not saying anything. She's just avoiding my gaze after closing the manga. What should I do? Just as I was about to stand, Natsuki takes me by the sleeve.
Don't say anything. Just shut up. Yesterday, when we were with Yuri, it felt somewhat special. Like we were friends. I'm not particularly a fan of Yuri, but...
I don't know if that's how you phrase that. Maybe I'm not particularly fond of Yuri?
I think I was happy, but...
Natsuki closes her eyes and clenches her fists. Clenches. That's gotta be an L.
Now, every time you talk...
Separate these two.
Or when you get near me, an incredible rage fills me. I can't stand your voice or your presence. Sorry, but just know that I don't hate you.
Her hands are trembling with rage. I nod silently and smile at her.
I need to cool myself.
Cool yourself off?
I need to cool myself off.
She nods and leaves the classroom. Just like Sayori, she changed overnight with no reason. Lowercase s. I don't like this. There's a lot of things you don't like in this mod. I passed a lot of time with Natsuki. And then we hit skipped. Oh, it didn't matter. It was nice to have some time with Natsuki. Then we skipped. And things got spoopy. I don't think it matters. No, it don't matter, none. We'll skip. Scary things. Evil Sayori gets hauled off by Maki, who clearly knows more than she's letting on. Yep. Who should I spend time with? I believe this is the last one. And after this, we can just continue like normal. Yuri and Natsuki are talking. I approach Natsuki. Not. Eh? She's trembling and clenching her fists with a lot of strength. TH, not HT. She's also drawing blood of her palms. Drawing blood of her palms? You mean like her fists are clenched so tight that they're bleeding? How would you phrase this? Maybe drawing blood from her palms, but even that comes across kind of weird. Let me just see here. She's trembling and clenching her fists with a lot of strength. How about they're so tight, comma, she's drawing blood. ... Because that's, like, not normal. The look on her eyes. She's very angry. In her eyes. She just takes a book out of her bag and shoves it against me. Bye. And she storms out of the classroom. Yeah. She suddenly jumps at my call and looks at me. And look, she's terrified. Her fear is clearly visible. She just runs out of the classroom. What just happened? Also, what happened with Yuri? I just talked with her a couple of minutes ago. Oh, so this line is on both paths. Yeah, you'll want to figure that out. The book she gave me, it's the manga that we've been reading. It seems she wants me to read it alone this time. I guess I should. Once everything goes back to normal, I'll talk with her about the manga. We were about to finish it anyway. I sit in a corner of the club. I'm alone, so everything is very silent. I concentrate in just a moment. Now, even with the soul of her daughter recovered, there was no happiness, just emptiness. The devil just disappeared and left her alone. 1 S, 2 Ps, yet again. She just fell to her knees and saw how the soul of the one she once loved just disappeared as well. Oh my goodness, why? And she felt nothing. In this case, I feel like you should replace it with another word to avoid using disappeared so often. She just fell to her knees and saw how the soul of the one she once loved had vanished as well. There you go. And she felt nothing. With now nothing left, hold on. And she felt nothing. Did we use empty yet? No, there was empty right there. I'm trying to replace this nothing with something so that you can not be repetitive on the next line. How about she felt hollow? We didn't use hollow yet, did we? I don't think we did. She felt hollow. And now with nothing left is how you want to phrase that. Not even a reason to live. The heartless mother started wandering aimlessly. Drop this now, there's too many of them. One day, the heartless mother found a weak girl laying in the ground. Lying on the ground. Drop the A, make that an on. She was really wounded. So much it was incredible she was still alive. So much so it was incredible she was still alive. That might not seem right, but it is. You need another so here. Or maybe a so that, actually. So much so that it was incredible she was still alive. She didn't know why, but for some reason, she started treating her wounds. Carefully. She didn't know why she was doing it. Just like she just said. How about you'd say, for some reason, she started treating her wounds. Carefully. She didn't know why she was doing it. There you go. Just drop the first didn't know why. She remembered how she treated her daughter before, but still no emotion came. The weak girl was directly staring at her while being treated. It was like she was looking at her soul. And out of nowhere, she just reached to her chest and extracted her beating heart. It was beautiful and beating vigorously. It had the force of life that she lacked, and she offered it to her. "You need this more than me," she said. When she received her heart, tears of emotion ran through her face. She could feel again. Drop the T! Why do you keep spelling it with a T? Even the sadness of losing her daughter felt refreshing. Also the happiness from recovering. It was priceless. But now, the girl was emotionless. Drop this now, ... Her dull eyes told her that she was as empty as she herself, was before. Had been before, perhaps? But somehow, the girl reassured her that this was the right choice. However, she couldn't just leave her alone. She had nothing anyway, so the now-recovered mother decided to stay with that girl, as long as it was necessary. These can be all one sentence. The debt she had with her was probably eternal. Somehow, she knew that she would be along her... Somehow she knew that she would be along her for a very long time, but she wasn't disgusted about that. Okay. Somehow she knew that she would be alongside her for a very long time, but she wasn't upset about that. Like, I feel like disgust is too strong of a word for what she would be feeling, thinking that. One day, a witch appeared before them and confirmed that the heart that she possessed not only was cursed, but also immortal. Comma here. That's actually kind of a weird sentence on its own. As long as the mother wanted to live on, the heart would stay with her and the curse would be contained. Even with that, she still decided to stay with the immortal girl. Lowercase s, I don't know why this apostrophe is here, get rid of it. And with that, I'm done.